Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for November 18th, 2021. We're here on Cathy's website, CathyDSlaght.com. We're going to scroll down and we're going to look for this Zoom banner right here. If you'd like to be part of Cathy's SRC4u Daily Energy Clearing Group, all the information is right here. We're going to click to join the Zoom call. We're here on the Zoom platform. Once I click, the call will be live, so please turn down your speakers. One moment, please.
What is boron good for?
From what I understand, it's very good for depression, and most people seem to be deficient, but it seems like it clears, it's said to clear some of the nanoparticles that we may be exposed to. Anybody else?
Well, I ran it for 10 minutes. I'm trying to figure out why I slept so well because I'd like to repeat it, and I ran it for 10 minutes last night, so I just was wondering. It was in the QiGong.
It has to do with the hormones, too.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
If Aaliyah gets on, but it doesn't look like she is, she knows a lot about boron.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear.
I just want a repeat of another good night's sleep, and I was just wondering if that contributed to it.
Yep. Very likely did. I remember in the SKIO days, people were always deficient in boron. So here we are, bright and early, 10 o'clock, ready to start. Again, we are running from yesterday still. So I did go through to see if there was anything in particular that from this panel that we were, everything is a message. And we are wanting to do the infection, high benefit of working with infection. So I started that a little bit already. And I'm just going down each of them since it is a group. And what I'm seeing, like I said before, if you combine now your charger with what comes up on the WonderClick, it's quite powerful, more so with all these upgrades. And I like to see the space of time, because if 5 minutes won't do it, you can go in and add it to your Pro Tools if you're working with Pro Tools. And if not, you can just go back later and test to see if it's benefit for Qi to do more. And it dawned on me that's probably why the priority for Qi is not a bad idea to check, because this WonderClick is accomplishing most of it. So what you're looking for, is there any little extra oomph that a person could use? We'll do 3 minutes here. I'm just going to go down that list. There were a couple of other things as well. But you can see that 90% priority. We also are wanting the spleen chakra and the spiritual from that panel. But I want to share with you, as we continue to work on cells, that what it looks like we really are. This is a thought, just some craziness to start the day out with. Scientists are getting more and more interested in the thought that we're playing a virtual reality, that we are actually avatars in a virtual reality game, and that our cells are sending out the current that kind of sets our game up. And some pretty respected people are coming out with this kind of thing. So what we want to do, we have got a tremendous reserve of universal energy.
Could you increase the size of that?
I can. I'm sorry. How's that?
Thank you.
I don't know why I forget that. I'm taking my brain pills. But anyway, so what happens is that, and what's interesting, where I got this idea is I thought, well, let's do a Qi motion today. We haven't done one of those. And I may have to read some of this to you if you can't see it, but we want to access living at peace. That's at a 7. We want to attention to counseling and guidance by physical and non-physical teachers. Apologies to self and others. We're at a 5 there. We want to amp that up. Now, a little bit of a mention of victimhood. The victim acts out the scenario over and over. Quit being the victim. Time management. Unification of body, mind, and speech. This is interesting. Men, you wasting my time syndrome. Self-contempt. Attention-seeking behavior draws abusers and persecutors. And then finally, this perception of an ability to tap in to tremendous reserve of universal energy. So let's just go ahead and start that and see what kind of messages we get today. But that's where I got this statement, ability to tap into tremendous reserve of universal energy. That we do know, whether or not virtual reality, we can leave that as just a thought, but we do know that the cells are little microcurrent generators. That's not a question. It looks like the meridians established the template. There are a few new codes that we could just take a look at. Here is create microcurrents for healing, because that's what the cells are doing. Let's see where we are with that. Looking good. Cellular organization. And I found this one, shift energy to avoid suffering on planet Earth. And there was a code for it, so let's add it. The physicists, and that do their search with their technology, more and more support to the oneness. Flow of electrical current through the cells. Little bit of stress there. This is just something else I picked up. This facilitates communication with the enzymes. I'm show you something to think about, which you all probably already have thought about, but this in here first. A little bit of stress there. Well, let's just see. Priority for Chi, the cellular health cocktail again today. We may not need it. We can see how vital to go down to that level. Not quite. And then this, let's look at one more thing.
Aaliyah, somebody asked about the boron. Can you tell them what the boron helps with?
Who were you asking?
I was asking Elizabeth or Aaliyah.
Maybe your microphone is off.
Yeah.
We'll wait to hear. Meanwhile, I checked also for priority for Chi for the balanced yin and yang cocktail, and that was the priority. So let's add that. And with that thought in mind, this is an image which you all are probably familiar with of the cell, and you see it's a combination of positive and negative. That might be your origin of the yin and yang, as opposed, as they say, to the etheric field, which is more of a positive orientation. The cell is actually more of a negative orientation. All right, so here's our first message. Engage in conscious endeavors. Your life will be forever elevated. Okay. Let's go ahead. There are many ways to work with this Chi motion, but those who do work with it feel it's invaluable. But let's check also in reference to the benefit of look at that, time management. And only a 2 here when it's access, perception of, and ability to tap into the tremendous reserve of universal energy. Let's amp that up. Start there. And then just let's douse that statement in just to see how we resonate.
Cathy, can I ask a question?
Definitely, yeah.
So, excuse me, on the emotion panel, so are you doing the same thing on that as you do on the mediator? You're keeping the same screen, but you're lowering or charging up the different...
I'm not. That's a good idea. I'm not.
Okay, because I hadn't thought of that either.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Let's just look at that. That's what happens is you just keep getting ideas with all this. And so we've got, for example, if you do all that stuff, we've got some relationship stress and obstruction stress. And with that kind of thing, we're at a 7. That really is a good idea, actually. Let's just go in here. We'll take 6 hours just for that. And in reference... Where are we? Oh, this is our Shin, okay. In reference to obstructions, we've got actually some in here, renal artery, pulmonary, another kind of duct I'm not familiar with, intestinal obstruction. And if that came up, you could always check whether it comes up in the emotions panel or wherever. Do we want to charge any of those? Or is our Wonder Click and emotion panel taking care of it? It looks like it is. So yeah, I think that would be very interesting. And we ought to try that today. Go back and see if we can take those things down a notch. Of course, it's going to go 6 hours. May have to do it later. But another thing, so you've got this information, just something to think about. It may be the true reason for yin and yang. That may be the whole philosophy to balance those two energies. Let's see if we need a victim charge or cocktail. Nope. There's Elizabeth. Maybe we can get an answer on that boron. Okay, we'll see. She looks like she's muted. Anyway.
Were you asking? Yes, yeah. Were you asking me about boron?
Yeah.
I'm just curious about why you think I might know something about it.
Not me, Annie thought you might know.
Because you sent me all the stuff on it a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that boron is really, really good. I can't really remember at the moment why it is, but a lot of people use borax in the place of boron. But I'll just say right here that borax is not a good idea because it has some carcinogens in it. But I find that it does come up for me, as a needed supplement. So I actually got some. And as I said, I can't remember what it's good for, but I know it's really, really important.
Thank you. Maybe we'll look that up and get more details. Thank you. And I do know, I forgot to mention yesterday when I'd been going through ahead of the Zoom, we had some glandular stress, and we did want 20 hours to regenerate glands in the recharger. That was a real theme yesterday, was glandular. And I also want to mention, if any of you get a wild hair, I saw YouTube last night. Have any of you seen this about the mystery illness in New Brunswick?
No, that's freaky.
I have heard about it. I don't know anything about it, but I have heard that.
Well,
in fact, I've heard that about several places.
Wow. Well, if you get a chance, if you're so inclined, you can multitask with this. I listened to it in the background while I was doing some other things. But New Brunswick has been hit with a neurological. 9 people have died, but many are totally incapacitated. And initially, of course, they were doing everything they could medically. But now, if you watch this, you might be very interested to see the direction it's gone. And I just got to thinking maybe with our tomorrow power group, we could add that to it. And let's look at my personality is aligned with my soul. This is the position of a truly powerful personality. That doesn't sound too bad. Let's see where we are with that.
That's a great idea, Cathy. Adding them to the group.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil the YouTube for those of you who watch it, but there's some real insight as to how the authorities are treating that. And it comes up, of course, towards the end, and it's a little long, but it's concerning what is happening, very concerning.
Back to boron, 1 second.
Yeah.
I understood it was boron was lacking in people that had Alzheimer's, that it had something to do with helping the brain. I just seem to remember that. I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you.
I guess that's not my sleep solution. I don't think
I wanted it to be that for you, just so that you could know you could count on something.
I have found something that's really helpful for me as far as sleep goes. I've tried so many things because I've had insomnia all my life. I learned about it from someone by the name of Cliff High. I don't know if you are familiar with him. Anyway, he has a formula that he devised when he was going through an acute illness and he really needed sleep. And so he's a kind of a genius sort of a person, and he came up with a formula. I don't buy it from him, but I looked at the ingredients on the formula and I just put it together myself. And it's basically, if you want me to list the things that are in it, I will. I don't want to take too much time here, but the ingredients in it are glycine, which is an amino acid, ashwagandha, a special kind of magnesium. I've got it right here.
And to interrupt, yes, it's called Pure Sleep.
It's magnesium that has, let's see. I got it on Amazon. I'll just give you the name of what I have here. It's called High Absorption Magnesium Powder, 100% chelated. And I think it has something related to glycine in it. The other ingredients for this formula are GABA and nutmeg. And I put them, I make a little chia pudding, and I add those ingredients to it and have it before I go to bed. And it really is quite amazing. Even if I'm, kind of stressed or whatever, I go right to sleep with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As I said, it's devised by Cliff High, and I think the name Well, anyway, if you look up Cliff High, go to his website, it's featured there. But it really is good. And as I said, I've tried so many things.
Yeah, I talked to Cliff High via email communications. He's a 3-time cancer survivor. The product is called Pure Sleep. And if you're interested, I'm an affiliate marketer for the company that he worked with to put it all together under anewsreporter.com.
Send us your link, Joanne, and I'll send it out.
Yeah, that's great. Have you used it yourself, Joanne?
I'm on a very tight budget, so.
Okay. Well, that's exactly why I looked at what the ingredients were and then put it together myself, because it is his product is quite expensive. But if you get all of these different ingredients from Amazon and just do it yourself, it's manageable and will last for a long, long time.
That sounds good. It looks like my screen is cooperating. I want to show you one more thing that Mary taught me a long time ago, if I can do it. See if anything is appropriate.
Pure Sleep. And when you click
We
on
are
it,
pretty.
it's the Pure Bulk where you can order it.
Look at this, for example.
But it's on my website, anewsreporter.com.
Okay, here's an example. We see, we've asked for the supercharger today, and we did ask for the balanced yin yang cocktail, but we also say there's an 82% benefit of adding that to the supercharger. So you may be all aware of this. I hadn't been. Go into your cocktails. Now I'm going to guess, yeah, this is letting me look at everything today. Okay, so we don't have that one in there.
If you'll click on SRC4u data, then you can search the entire database.
Okay, well, let me just do what I know how to do.
Okay, click on SRC4u data.
Right, that's what I was
Just click on the actual name.
Right, yeah, hold on a second here, let me minimize that. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show people.
No, just SRC4u data.
SRC, where are you looking at SRC?
Just slightly left of that arrow.
Right.
There. Click.
Oh, okay, just do it that
now
way.
Search.
Okay, yeah, because it's in the P3, we know now, balance. There we go. So that's even easier. Thank you. And go ahead and save it. That's actually much better because you don't always remember where you've got that stuff.
Wait a minute, you got that spelled there.
I know it, yeah. So we've got it in there. I personally like to go in and see how long to go.
Cathy, while you're doing what you're doing, may I add something?
Of course, that's great.
I just looked up boron, and it says, what does boron supplement do? Boron is a mineral that is found in food and the environment. People take boron supplements as medicine. Boron is used for building strong bones, treating osteoarthritis, as an aid for building muscles and increasing testosterone levels, and for improving thinking skills and muscle coordination.
Thank you.
I think I might have started taking it in connection with strengthening my bones. But as you can see, there are a lot of other uses for it.
Yep. Yeah, I just remember it was always with the skill, people were deficient.
Aha.
Yeah, that's what's nice about the Pure Sleep. It also builds back your muscle mass. Cliff was like a toothpick, and when he put the ingredients together, because your body heals while it sleeps, he was able to start gaining weight.
Well, and you might check for your own resonance to see if you could send yourself the image of that product.
And that's what I'd like to know about, just exactly how to do that.
Yeah, that's in yesterday's screencast.
Okay, I haven't checked that email. I'll do that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You are most welcome, and it really can, it's pretty exciting. I've got quite a few of my own supplements in the supercharger. Then you can scan and see what you need for that day. I'm not doing as many of those now because I'm working with the Halo, but it's extremely beneficial.
Great.
Okay, a little bit of stress related to headaches. And again, you don't need to do all this, but if you get to a situation where, say, 5 minutes is not going to do it for the headaches, then you can download, just like we just looked at, in one of the other tools. This is another one. A lot of people have been asking for this stomach chakra charge.
That makes sense to me, Cathy, because that is related to our solar plexus, which is related to our sense of empowerment and self-esteem. And I think these days we're all feeling very, very much affronted on that, in that regard.
Thank you. I agree with you. They're actually two. Now this is, we came up with perverse energy. Put in here, stress related to perverse energy. Let's look at that. Perverse energy, to me, we're electrical. So perverse energy is any man-made electricity that interferes with our electrical field. And let's just look at this. See how we are as a group. Let's just put that down. Let's look down here at our... Okay, so let's just go into Yes Therapy. And why don't we just clear? I personally don't believe there's any challenge we have that we don't have a way to get around. And maybe with some of these tools, our thoughts are probably still crucial, but you got the idea. That damp again. Not necessarily, but let's go down here. That also comes up repeatedly. Let's just go into the recharger. First, let's ask if that's a priority. Clear damp, the charger. Not quite. Looks like what we're doing is taking care of it. This is an interesting charge also. No. Got several in here. Let's start with this overall awareness of inner relationships, and then we'll go on. And that's a relationship with self. Let's just see. We want to balance relationships through the recharger. Okay. "21 hours, my goodness." That gives us information as well. Bitterness sickens life, love heals it. Learn your life lessons in love. Sounds good. Little stress there. Wonder. Left out cartilage.
Does it actually mean to have chi in the cartilage?
What's that?
What does it actually mean to have chi?
No, in other words, when you put priority for chi, that means do we need that extra? All we're doing is raising our chi with this work. And so is it a priority for doing that to add a little bit extra oomph for cartilage, for example? Yeah, that's kind of, how you do it, for example, in many of these other alternative, approaches. It's all about raising you can call it voltage, chi, life force. Yeah, but that's why I do it that way. But yeah, we want the voltage and everything. The higher, the better. And again, that's me. Do it as we still have it built in here, a good thing. I just got in the habit of adding the priority for chi. Just 1 minute. We've also been coming up quite a bit with skin issues. See if we want the save session. Nope. So you see what we've got here is doing it. Remember, apparently, the meridians are the template for all this. And you're going to have a bunch of choices in here. So what you can do always is just go down to the meridian right block. But I've been putting together these in list form too, for those that are interested. So if you feel like scanning the list, it's there for what am I doing here. But just to give you an example, last night I had someone that really had a lot of stress related to deficiencies. And I checked everything in reference to, Qi, but you can go in here and you got a bunch of charges in reference to deficiencies. So I have a list for that. I scanned this person, and then they had a 97% benefit of putting those cocktails in the recharger, recharging the whole body. And they wanted like 8 hours. So that's kind of how you can work with this. That's why I'm glad the computer is cooperating today to let us look at how you can add those. Addictions. 100% of us have some sort of addiction, they say. Together, hey, speak this 3 times today. I am putting on the Lord Jesus Christ. And I don't know how many of you resonate with that, but that's our message. This is the real interesting one right here, is that on many levels, we still don't realize that the power that surrounds us in the form of the unseen energy. But we do want an addiction charge. We'll come back to some of that later. You've got the idea. Let's just get stress related to minerals. There's that damp again, so maybe move into that next. Do we want to, let's just go in here. We're asking for the recharger. So let's just go in here. And balance the nervous system. For about 40 minutes, better than 24 hours. Hypothalamus, gallbladder, we can check all this later. We've also been asking for a lot of hypothalamus energy. Disassociation, sore, stress factor coming from the subconscious. Words to ponder, attend church weekly, not weekly. All right. Wisdom, higher spiritual concepts. Troubled. Let's just look at the negativity associated with that. And again, it might not be a negative. Might need a little of that type of awareness in order to make some changes. For the heck of it, let's look at it as a good thing. Put that up there. And about the same. Anyway, let's do this quickly. Gloom, anxious, strength. Here's the deficient. We do want that actual information. Let's see if we want it in the form of a charge. Nope. Our P4 has it covered. Well, it's also, we've asking quite a bit for the throat chakra. And again, yeah, high priority. Get to that one. It finished, not take too long. Still the glandular stress. The world would run a lot smoother if more men knew how to dance. Very strange today. And that is a stress right there, deficiency. Pardon?
Amen to men knowing how to dance. The world will be better.
I can't say anything about that myself because I got to learn too. Let's just go in here through the dispenser. We'll finish up with this. I think I will do that scan and put it in the notes as to what we're talking about. And it's all subtle. But at least here's a few superfoods if anybody has any of these on hand. Seeds, acai, raspberry, rice, pineapple, rainbow chard, plums, yams, mangoes, lettuce, collard greens. Well, learning to change our thinking works the same way. There will be days when we don't do everything right, days when our thinking is negative, but never stop trying. God is gradually bringing us around to his way of thinking. Just don't give up. Sounds pretty good. I'll finish this up and put the last of the messages in the notes as well. We're now taking 30 minutes with 20 repeats here. Let's see. Okay, so we've got this finished. This is in reference to perverse energy. We've got a 98, so you can do your start repeatedly till it gets up to 100. This is probably something we could do on a daily basis. Working on the relationships. Balancing the nervous system. The dispenser. There we go with the Wonder Click. So I don't forget though. And there we go. And if you get a chance to listen to this and do any work, let us know what you come up with. Mystery illness, they can't imagine what's happening. If you watch this, I'd be interested to hear what you think once you see it. And maybe we can add it to our power group tomorrow. So that's it.
Thank you, Cathy.
Thanks a lot, you guys. Have a real good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
This is from WebMD on boron and the other names that it goes under. This is an overview of it. We are here on anewsreporter.com. This is the information on Pure Sleep. I'm an affiliate marketer for it. So this will click you over to Pure Bulk. Or search. That's what I want. And type in Pure Sleep. And it comes up. It's currently sold out. This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call for November 18th, 2021. Thank you for attending. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.